Well, hey, good evening, everyone. I don't know if you guys can hear me. We'll stay on for a little bit, see if anybody pops on. It's been a little while since we've been on YouTube live stream. I chatted with Frank here earlier today, so maybe he'll be popping on. Let's go for a little tour. We've been busy. Basically, we had an issue with our bathroom. The floors started bulging a little bit, and actually there was a section of tile that was flaking up. So I decided to investigate, and basically the little line that screws onto the tank of the toilet had a leak on the back end of it, just a real slow one, and it was going down behind the toilet and eventually corroded the seal or something. Anyway, it's a big old mess, so I decided to rip into it, and then after messing around with it a little bit more, decided, well, we're already into it. Let's just take the whole thing down to the studs. So anyway, that's what we've been up to here lately. We got quite a bit done today, so we'll take a little stroll. Let you guys see the handiwork. A little sore, probably gonna sleep well tonight. See if we can find a light. Let's flip this camera around. So you got a little bit of a mess going on here. This was the floor, and this house was built in like 1969 or something. It's cheap particle board underneath. Was able to take it out in a couple different sections. It would have been 3 sections, but the first section I took out just basically fell apart because it just was wet. Did discover that the base to the shower was concrete with some decoration in there. I ended up using my dad's hammer drill. Drilled all kinds of holes into it and then broke it apart. And this was a steel frame that it was attached to or poured into, where they literally set up a frame and poured it and then added some texture. This section of the wall, and there's a whole dump trailer. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can't see it down here, but we got a sliding glass door here in the bedroom that opens up to the backyard. So I got the trailer down there. We just pitched all kinds of stuff. It's full. These are the walls. I was able to take these down. Kind of go in here. Again, I took it all the way down to the studs. The floor underneath still okay. This is where we had the leak. Fortunately, they did have, I guess whoever built the house, there was like roofing paper, like number 15, number 30 paper down as a vapor barrier, so that I think maybe helped me as far as sparing the integrity of the floor. I put in some new copper lines. They were pretty corroded, so I was able to access that and crawl space under, I guess, downstairs. And what is cool, these shark bite fittings are awesome. Read some reviews on them. Basically, pretty solid. They're kind of for the lay plumber, who doesn't want to get into like soldering pipe and stuff like that. They worked out great, and I think have like a 25-year warranty. I mean, they're not going to be disturbed or anything, so I can't imagine them like going bad. As you can see, my drill marks where, I was taking a hammer drill through the cement that was poured there. I was kind of hitting up against this subfloor here. I got our fan going because, again, the floor, the integrity is fine. Like, I can stand on it. It's not spongy. It's just a little damp. So I'm hoping we're going to let it dry out overnight. This is the toilet pipe. The flange has been removed. The only questionable area was actually over here by the shower. This is where it's a little sketchy there. Where there's some water damage. I might have to address that, but it's pretty well dried out. So, I could go ahead and take this up, and just replace it. Or the other thing I can do is just get some, once everything's dried out real well, let's get some 1/2-inch plywood and sheet right over this, because that's basically what the subfloor was. The flooring that was above this subfloor was like 1/2-inch particle board, so we'll go 1/2-inch plywood, and it should be okay. The plan here, we're going to get one of those shower inserts. I guess Delta sells a pretty decent one that I'm going to try to put in, dry fit. I got a little surprise here. I cut out this part of the ceiling because this was all tiled. And when I did, there was a bunch of blown in insulation. Also, kind of a surprise, we have the ability to put a light here in the shower. I'm assuming that's live. I haven't tested it yet. So we might go ahead and do that. And then I'll open up a place and we'll pitch. I bagged up the insulation that fell down on me. I was able to get most of it in a trash bag. But I've got this plastic just stapled up to keep any more from falling down, and also so the fan doesn't blow anything around. But it really wasn't too bad. My buddy come over last weekend and helped me rip down the walls. And then today I took up the floor and the shower pan there. Now my in-laws, I guess initially, when they, because we're renting this house from them, we may end up trying to buy it. I think that's the plan. We're looking to do that potentially this year. But they were quoted like there was a company that they had come in and they quoted them like an insane price. I think it was like $25,000 or something ridiculous. It's like, you think they're suckers or something? um, and then we had a friend. He does really good work. I think he quoted around 10,000 to tear everything out and put it back real nice. And that was still a lot of money. And so we ended up pricing it out. I think we're going to be able to do it for less than $2,000. Um, I mean, it's not a huge bathroom. You know, a couple sheets of drywall. I'll be able to resheet it. You know, it's really the fixtures that are going to be the main price. You know, I think the shower is going to be probably about $500-600. Toilet's going to be, you know, $150. And then the vanity's probably, you know, with the fixtures there is probably going to be around $300-400. And then flooring it's probably going to be about $200, depending. So I'm excited. I think if the floor dries out, you know, won't have to. That'll save me a step, basically. We'll go back out here.
Same outside, I won't go to bed.
All right, I'll get him. Hey, bud, it's time to go to bed.
I'm trying to read too, I bet there's one.
No, it's time to go to bed. There's Leonard.
This more slapped him and he died. Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, that was pretty much the day today. Trying to make some progress on the bathroom. You can't take the bathroom for granted until you don't have it anymore. You know, so we're temporarily downstairs. We've got a bedroom space down there, so my wife and I are down there till we get this bathroom up here fixed, and then we'll be back once everything's done. But kind of beat. You know, we got a bunch of snow too. From I think Sunday, Monday on. It snowed or sleeted a couple days this past week. So there's about probably 6-7 inches of snow altogether. I've got my trailer getting out back where all that rubbish is in. I can't take it anywhere because I gotta wait for all that snow to melt so I can get back to it. Yeah, because I gotta wheel that out by hand, you know, with the help of the kids. In the meantime, all the other rubbish that we generated, I'll be breaking down, and we'll set out a little bit each week with the trash. I've got it in contractor bags, so we should be able to take care of that. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on. I guess other than that, my dad's going through some stuff right now. He found out a couple weeks back that he's got stage 3 prostate cancer. So we're going to be helping him out, you know, as needed. But he starts his treatment in a couple weeks. Actually, well, he kind of started it now. They gave him a shot to lower his PSA levels or whatever. And then after he's got some minor surgery, and then after that, um, he'll start in on cancer treatments, and then we'll see what happens with that. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. The garden that might change our garden plan this year, because usually dad's been an integral part in our the big family garden out of his house. Watering and weeding and just taking care of things. I don't know, if he's going to fill up to doing any of that um, this spring or summer. So we may need to um, rework the garden and simplify a little bit. This past year we were able to go big, and we did um, a pretty nice garden. Hopefully we can do something similar this next year, but we'll see how he's feeling. We'll see, time permitting, you know, whether or not we can invest in that way. Um, it's just a lot going on. I don't know. I think you guys can relate. I mean, everybody's got their things that they're dealing with and trying to manage. And just trying to find a balance with it all. Um, you had a friend that called me up just wanting me to coach baseball this year, and I just don't know if we can make that commitment. I think my son's going to play again this year, but I don't know if got the bandwidth to actually coach. Take on that responsibility. Let's see what else is going on. That's pretty much the highlights. We've got other activities that we're involved in. We're pretty involved in our local church as well. That's been kind of fun here recently. We're actually um, our pastor, his daughter, and her boyfriend approached us about meeting with them to do some, I guess, marriage counseling or just talk to them about marriage and stuff like that. So it's been kind of neat. We're going through a book with them called Catching Foxes, and it's an interesting take. It actually that the title of the book comes from the Song of Solomon. It's like chapter 2, verse 15, where there's a reference about catching the little foxes so they don't spoil the vines. Apparently foxes will do a lot of damage to a vineyard. If they're not kept in check. And it's kind of a picture of all the little things that can spoil what the Lord's trying to do. Whether it's things that you're bringing into the relationship, like past experiences, or maybe it's like how you grew up. You're bringing your family history. You're bringing your maybe your parents into it where they've got more influence than they should. Or it could be just like bad habits, or some kind of sin or whatever. So anyway, we're going through that. It's I think going to be a good a good kind of study with them and doing that. The other thing we've been involved with, I guess, men's group there as well, trying to get some things going to try to just help guys get connected with one another so that, it's kind of like, I guess, the catchphrase that you've got somebody who can be like the 4 a.m. friend, like if you're going through stuff, you got somebody you can call, and talk to, um, that come help you out or whatever, and vice versa. So that's been good. We've been just, it's been good. In spite of COVID, we've been in community, been able to hang out with people, in a smaller group setting and stuff like that. Um, Speaking of COVID, we we're pretty well recovered. We got that back in December, mid December, and it took a good 4 weeks to completely shed the virus. I guess that's the terminology they used. But 4 weeks to kind of get all the my energy, stamina back, and not have a cough or any kind of like congestion. Um, Hasn't really been any side effects that I'm aware of. Who knows? Maybe it messed up my lungs and I just don't know it. I don't know. But overall, feeling pretty good. Fortunately, none of my family, had to go to the hospital or anything like that. Um, Fortunately, everyone made it through. Um, my dad and brother, they got the vaccine. I think my brother had a little bit of an adverse reaction to the first shot. I don't know about the second one, but um, overall, everybody's doing well. Oh my goodness! Another thing that was kind of neat, we got a hold of this book, and kind of been reading it on the side as part of kind of devotions and stuff like that. But it's called Deep Discipleship by this JT English, and basically the gist of it is that the a lot of churches and stuff like that have watered down um, doctrine and like the gospel and all of that stuff, and they're kind of, I guess, um, an inch deep but a mile wide. Trying to, they're seeker friendly, and their focus is on trying to attract and keep as many people as possible, and they're kind of running things like a business, rather than actually helping people, grow in their faith and whatever. And so it's been a good read so far. Um, Other than that, switching back to gardening, I've got probably 4 or 5 seed catalogs that have come in. My plan is to look at them some more, possibly tomorrow, trying to map out a little bit of what we're going to do in the upcoming year. And just thinking about the water situation at a dad's house. That's kind of the pressure point, or maybe the bottleneck to to the garden. So thinking of ways that maybe we could use less water or be more efficient. So I got some thinking to do there. Other than that, that's about it. Thought Frank was going to pop on, maybe Tom too, but maybe it's too early. Those guys are both kind of night owls. So maybe you'll catch this recording later, guys. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. Get some rest. I'm pretty beat from ripping out everything and being on my hands and knees a good chunk of the day. So hopefully we'll make another video. Like a gardening video or something. As we get into more of the planning and things of that nature. But guess that's for now. Next time. Happy gardening. Bye.